Hi, I am Eva, and in this video we are going to be trying Paul Rubens Artist Watercolor Set and paper. And I really like trying new art tools, and I'm guessing you as well if you are here. And this video is not sponsored, but they did send me the watercolor set and paper to try, which is super cool. And I tried different watercolor brands before, so I have something to compare. So let's see. And what else? Yeah, let me set up some nice setup for unpacking so I can show you, and basically we can unpack the watercolors together. Okay, let's do that. Okay, that was the unpacking, and as you saw, these watercolors are in the tubes, and I'm usually using watercolors which are in the pads, and you can also have watercolors which are ink watercolors, and we can make another separate video which are about comparing these different watercolor packaging and types. But anyway, going back to these watercolors, I had to go actually out and buy an empty watercolor palette, so I have somewhere to put these paints in, and you might need to consider that as well. And I will be organizing the paints in the palette based on how they are placed in the packaging, so I can visually kind of recognize them or place them. But you can organize your paints in this empty watercolor palette based on maybe hue or like warm or cool colors, or basically any other way how you prefer. But I wanted to tell you how I'm organizing these colors, or why am I placing them in certain areas on this palette. So anyway, now let's do that. Okay, as you saw, these paint tubes are super cute because they are quite small, and you can actually have a lot of paint in these tubes even though they look small. For me, it was a little bit hard to open the tubes. I mean, they're a little bit more fiddly, so I would prefer like maybe bigger caps or something. But other than that, nothing really major. I love how vibrant they are. Also, there was no like granulation. It was also really easy to get the paints out of these tubes. There was one air bubble, I think it was in dark green, but other than that, I really like them so far, so I can't wait to start using them in the painting and I mean on the paper, creating paintings. Anyway, now they are in the color palette, so I will let them dry overnight and see how they can be, activated again with water after they dry. So, okay, that's that. Okay, and now the paints are dry in the watercolor palette. Let's make some samples on a bigger piece of paper so we can see how the paints are looking on the paper. And I want to make these samples on a bigger paper, and I have this watercolor paper pad Fabriano, or how do you pronounce it? Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrongly. So anyway, I will put also the link in the description to this watercolor paper because it's quite nice to use. Anyway, so I will be sampling the watercolors on this one because the paper which they sent me is quite small, and I will be doing the painting on that one later, so you will see also that paper. And what else I wanted to mention here? Oh yeah, so I will be sampling these watercolors with like full opacity, where I will take more paint, and also I will be trying more watered down version and see how the paint travels on the paper on the wet surface. So I'm not going to go for these like super smooth gradients, but I want to see how the paint travels, as I said, because I really like these textures which you can create with watercolors. So that's that. Okay, let's do some samples. These shapes are super nice. I really like that. So I wanted to try that. So I really like how it travels on the paper if you want to, like very wet, and this is quite solid color. I really like that. I think you can do it also with this one, so you can play with like these shapes or more nicer gradients, so I actually really like that. Okay, so this is very nice dark indigo blue, or actually it's this one. Let me take it. So yeah, so that's indigo. That's actually very nice. Okay, so we'll see how this one dries as well. But if I compare this one and this one, I thought this Naples yellow will be lighter. And this earth yellow, I mean, this is pretty close, but I thought I would prefer maybe different color, maybe creamier, more kind of lighter yellow, which is not like saturated. So anyway, I like them both, but I would expect maybe something a little bit different from this one. So these samples are always useful just to know what to expect from the color. Okay, this is super nice. I like the contrast here. And again, if you want to create gradients, you can play with that more, but that's not what I like. So I really like these shapes, wet on wet technique. So nice, I love it. But as you can see, it's also pretty opaque here on top. So you have quite big variety. Okay, so the paints look super nice on the sample, I mean on the paper after I sampled the colors. And now I will choose a few of them and I will draw something, and I mean we will draw something together. And I will choose probably some of these blues, and I guess maybe this May green, which is nice and vibrant. I like that color. And also this earthy yellow, which was super nice, and maybe the chromium yellow, hue D, because I really like this one. And some of the blues based on the color sheet, or maybe I will combine more of the blues in one blue area. So anyway, let's paint something. from the time I started to record this video, I tried the watercolors on different paper, also in my sketchbook. And first, let's talk about the paper that they sent me, which is this one, basically these loose papers in this nice cover. I was super excited to see this pink cover because I thought that this could be a nice sketchbook, I mean color-wise. But yeah, I don't really like loose paper, which, I mean, you might like that. I prefer sketchbooks, so maybe I will take these, these paper sheets, which are kind of sparkly, and I will make them into sketchbook. So if that's your thing, you might like it maybe for some, I don't know, like magical painting or something with mermaids, maybe for mermaid in May. Yeah, so that's onto the paper. I prefer sketchbooks. I don't think I would be buying loose papers like this from Paul Rubens. I might get their sketchbook to try it out. So anyway, the sparkles are interesting, but yeah, the paper, I mean, not my favorite thing. But you can try it, and I mean, the paper is good. It's just that I don't like the sparkles, and I don't like they are just loose papers, not sketchbook. Now onto the paints, which we tried together, and also we have the sampling chart. Overall, I really like the paints. They are very vibrant, and you have this big range from dark hues to light hues, so you can really create nice combinations and nice gradients if you want. And what actually really surprised me, I was expecting them to dry lighter, and they actually dry quite dark, so you really have like big range from dark to light, which is great, so you don't have to do that much mixing. But this set doesn't come with white, which is okay. I actually like the selection of yellows, but maybe I would replace one of these because these two seem similar to me, or they look quite similar. So maybe I would add another blue or another green. I really like these earthy tones together maybe with the reds. They are super nice and vibrant, maybe for some autumn scenes and autumn paintings. Also, the selection of blue is nice. So if you want to have bigger selection of paints, they are very nice because you don't have to mix too many colors and you can just get on with the painting. So overall, I really like them. They are super vibrant and smooth, and they also create nice textures. So thank you, Paul Rubens, for sending me these paints. They are super nice, and I will continue using them. So yeah, that's it for trying out the paints, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, thank you for being here, and see you next time. Bye!